Okay, thank you. Good morning, Coach Withers. How are you?
Good morning.
Thanks, as always, for joining us this morning. Coach, before we get to questions, could you give us your thoughts on last week's game against UTSA?
Well, it was obviously a game that we didn't physically match up in the trenches with UTSA. The environment was awesome. It was a great environment, 31,000. I think the fourth largest crowd here at Bobcat Stadium. Again, hats off to UTSA. They've got a big senior-laden or upperclassman-laden team, big physical team, and hopefully we're headed that way physically and with experience. But I know it was a great environment. They played very well. They're deserving to be 3-0, and we'll go back to work and try to get ready for another challenging opponent in Wyoming.
Coach, what have you seen from Wyoming so far this season?
Well, if you watch them, obviously this is a team that played for the Mountain West Conference Championship last year, and they're a good-looking team. They've lost some guys through the graduation last year, but they return obviously a very talented quarterback and Josh Allen, and probably a first day pick, if not the first round. Very strong arm. Got a freshman running back that they're really trying to find their identity. I know they want to be able to run the football and be able to throw off the run, and they've got a freshman running back that I think that they're looking forward to getting him in the mix. And in Trey Woods, defensively they're big, strong up front, very active. Good second-level players at linebacker. Good special team. This team's going to Craig Bowles is a guy, I've been knowing a lot about for a long time, Nebraska ties, North Dakota State ties. So teams are going to play really hard, be very well coached, and it'll be a big challenge for us. We'll have to match their effort level and be sound in all three phases.
Thank you, Coach. We'll go to our first questions from Robert Gagliardi.
Morning, Coach. How are you this morning?
Great.
I just wonder if you could talk to me about your quarterback, Damian Williams, a graduate transfer from Mississippi State, just kind of the path of how he got to you at Texas State and what you've seen from him so far early this season.
Well, I think Damian is, a talented young man, coming in from Mississippi State. Brett Elliott, who's now the quarterback coach at Mississippi State, I hired from Mississippi State several years back at James Madison, and Brett had a great relationship with Damian and knew that he was looking to move forward. He was not going to be the quarterback at Mississippi State, so he was looking to play, one last season and have the opportunity to be a starter. So Brett had the relationship, and Damian wanted to give it a go. And we were lucky to get him, and our situation was the perfect for him. Was going to be perfect for him. We were going to have a bunch of young kids that we were signing. They're very talented behind him, and what we wanted was somebody that could help mentor those guys as they grow through this year and be able to take it over next year.
Sure. Have you seen that from Damian as far as that the mentoring and the leadership things from an older and experienced guy? Have you been seeing that through the first few games of the season?
Yeah, yes, I have. Damian's, I stand back there a lot of times behind the offense, and I hear Damian talking to all three of those young quarterbacks and talking to them about reads and setting protections and all that stuff. So Damian's doing a really good job. In fact, I just left the offensive staff room, and he was in there with the offensive staff talking game plan, and one of the young quarterbacks walked in, and he was already talking to him. So Damian's doing a really good job of being a mentor to those guys.
Sure. And last thing, if I could, you mentioned, Wyoming is trying to find its identity, at least offensively with a good quarterback trying to get the run game going. Is it almost kind of hard to kind of game plan for him a little bit because you're not sure what that identity really is right now?
Well, all I know is I know the head coach, and I know what his identity is, and it's, you know, physical, tough run game. I know they've been a little nicked up in the offensive line, especially at the guard spots. I think they had a kid out this week with a concussion, and they had another kid have a leg injury this week. So, you know, and they lost some guys in their offensive line to graduation. So, you know, they're trying to find their way. I think they found a running back. And I think once they get solidified in that offensive line, I think what they want to be able to do is be able to run the football, force you to play 8-man front, and then have a very talented receiver core and a first-day quarterback be able to throw the ball on the outside part of the field, because Josh Allen can make every throw that you want to make.
Great. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Robert, thank you very much. And, Coach, those are all the questions we have. Thank you very much for your time.
Yes, thank you, guys.
All right, thank you. And, again, that was head coach Everett Withers of Texas State. The Bobcats travel to Wyoming this upcoming Saturday. Game kicks off at 3 p.m. Central Time.